October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it remains the second leading cause of cancer death among women, according to the American Cancer Society. And joining us today is survivor and doctor with Saint Alphonsus, Dr. Pamela Bruce. Thank you so much for joining us today. It is October, and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And this is actually something that needs to be a conversation year-round. Tell us, at what age should we start testing for this?
So normally, it's recommended to start getting your mammograms yearly at age 40, unless you're in a high-risk category. And high-risk categories are people with a family history of breast cancer, or if you have one of the genetic mutations that puts you at higher risk. And if that's the case, then you would start getting them in your 20s.
I'm actually curious. One of the biggest things that I hear all the time, and probably a misconception, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you hear about breast cancer, many people think that it comes in a form of a lump. Is that a misconception?
It is a misconception. Most breast cancers are diagnosed in early stages when you don't have a lump, and that's why we do mammograms, because you'll actually see the changes in the breast before you ever feel a lump. Usually lumps are higher stage cancers, so that's why we say get the mammograms. Don't just rely on clinical breast exams or your self-breast exams.
Speaking of self-breast exams, excuse me, what is the best way to learn about how to do that correctly?
So self-breast exams, I tell people, do them when you're in the shower. Get to know your breast and what it feels like and what feels abnormal. And then you can do them. I mean, truly, the recommendations are that you don't need to do them, but if it makes people feel better, I just tell them, just get to know your breast so that you know if something feels different to get into your physician.
Well, Dr. Bruce, you are actually a survivor of this, and you were telling me offline that this is something that you've seen in your family.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about that experience.
So, I was diagnosed with breast cancer on May 11th, 2023, which was my birthday. I always get my mammograms in May, my birthday month, so I remember. And we have a very strong family history of breast cancer. My grandmother had breast cancer. I had an aunt with breast cancer and an aunt with ovarian cancer. And so I always felt that there may be a genetic mutation. And so when I was diagnosed, I was 53 years old, which is young. And so I went ahead and got tested for genetic mutations, and we did have the BRCA2 genetic mutation.
And we talk about genetics and maybe seeing that through generations, but can someone who's never had a family history of this, can they get this?
Absolutely. You have genetic mutations, you have somatic mutations in the genes that kind of repair your DNA if it gets damaged. And so it's not just in people who have a family history. That's a misconception as well.
Yeah, this month, any events that you guys that you can think of as Saint Alphonsus might be putting on?
I don't know if there's any events.
Is there a bus actually happening this?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So the bus, and we'd have to check the website because
yes.
I actually am not in Boise. I actually practice in Ontario.
Yes.
But there's a mammogram bus that goes around to help people get their mammograms.
Yeah, and we actually have a little bit more information on that on our website at KTVB.com. Also on Idaho Today, we'll be covering that as well.
Oh, perfect.
I thank you so much for being here and being able to share your story as well.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this quick break.